Hello, welcome to my live stream. This is Rachel Hogan with Rachel Hogan's Art. And excuse me, I have allergies this time of year, so I'll probably cough a little bit. So I apologize for that. I don't know if anybody else has allergies. Today we're going to have a little teeny mouse drawn on here so far, but I'm just going to Zentangle that with a pen because I just wanted to start somewhere. We'll just keep going. Bayo, hi. Hi, Bayo. Can you hear me? Um, yeah, I decided to do some Mother's Day streaming, and thank you for saying Happy Mother's Day. How wonderfully sweet of you. Let me get a little picture on here so we can see what we got going so far. I'm just doing a little cutesy little mouse to start, kind of like a mouse. But I just felt like doing some doodling, you know. Um, it's just kind of one of those. Well, right now it's a rainy day up here in Pennsylvania. And oh, Jay, hi Tony. Thank you for saying Happy Mother's Day. And you were calling to say my streams are awesome and it's been amazing watching your growth. Oh, I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is so amazing that you're doing that. And I'm actually streaming on a Sunday when I don't usually stream. Hmm. I've got my cup of tea here. Um, yeah, it's about 30 degrees cooler here than it is in Florida. And I have to go back to Florida soon, actually, in a few days. I have some murals to do. Oh, thank you for the hearts, you guys. Thank you. And Jane, thank you for telling me you like my consistency. My goal this year is just to work on finishing things. So that's going to be what I'm working on. You know what? I'm already going to put some water. What I'll do is I'll put my water up here. That way you can see. My glass is a little bit messy. I'm using what I have because I don't have all my supplies here in Pennsylvania. But I get a little bit of water on my brush and then I kind of take a little bit off. And I just kind of like mush that ink around and shade that in like that. It works so well and so quickly. Now, in my little mouse, I want him to have a nice little shady ear, but it's got to be see-through. And also, someone asked me to paint or to draw flowers since it was Mother's Day. So I'm going to draw some flowers as well around my mouth, some Zentangle type flowers. Heart free art. Hey, good to see you again. Welcome, welcome back. How is your Sunday going? Oh, wonderful. Wonderful to see you. I'm guzzling this tea like it's Kool-Aid. Really good Kool-Aid. And I think I'm just using my brush and some water with this ink for shading. So that's what's happening here. It's so cool because you can get like your picture like really, really going well really quickly without using pens or anything. I haven't done his eye yet because I haven't got there. One step at a time. So let's make sure he has a nice spot for his eye to have a little shine to it. And I am using duct tape again to hold my phone up. I found another way to do it besides a big old box though. So I think I think that is a lot better. It's easier to handle. Let's give him a few little Zentangly whiskers here. Whee! We love Zentangly whiskers with little spots. And then we'll shade those in. I think I'll put my, switch this around a little bit. There we go. Now I can reach that a little better. And we'll darken his little eyebrow. I saw a mouse, a cute little mouse. I was like cruising through the internet and I'm like, oh, that mouse is so cute. And most women do not like mice, and a lot of men don't like mice, but they're kind of cute if if they're not in your house running around your feet. I don't mind little rodents. And actually, I saw a thing like in Florida. They have it's called a capybara. Have you ever heard of a capybara? And a capybara is like the largest rodent, I believe, on the planet. And they're very large, but they're very sweet. And a lot of people like to go to that zoo just so they can pet the capybaras. And I don't know if I want to do that. It's not something that's on my list of things to do. However, feeding flamingos is super fun. But up here in Pennsylvania, I've seen deer, I've seen wild turkey, many, 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 many beautiful, beautiful flowers that smell amazing. All right, what's next here? Harpreet Arts, you wrote this. Why? That's weird. On one of my phone, it says hi. The other one, it just says some like Chinese writing and this. But you're Harpreet, I've watched you a few times and you've been so good. And I like how you set up your table all nice and professional and it's nice to look at. So I'm trying to learn from you on that type of thing. So let's give this mouse some personality. And I am using just ink today. I think what I'll do is I'll give him some little mouse paws. Let's see, I'm not sure how mice really look, but we'll just give him little teeny mouse paws here. Yeah. And for Mother's Day, I was told to draw some flowers. Somebody wanted flowers, so I'm going to draw some flowers in here. And I'm starting with the stems. So it looks like he's holding the flowers. Like that. It's so funny. Um, YouTube keeps asking me like, can you add a questionnaire about things like, do you like hamburgers? But it relates nothing to art. So let's see. What's popular on Mother's Day? Maybe some little tulips. We can do some tulips, I think. So we'll throw in some cute little tulips. There's some leaves. And I am doing this with ink. And I just wanted this to be interesting looking. It doesn't have to be realistic. It just has to be interesting. That's how I'm feeling today. Very, very interesting. And putting in some designs. I wasn't able to get a lot of sleep last night. I'm a little bit on the tired side today. Feeling very mellow. We're bringing the ink around here for some shading under his little arm. A cute little guy. There we go. I'm just going to bring some of this ink right on over here. I'll give him a little shading underneath there. Now we can use color for the rest of this too. I have my watercolors with me. So my watercolors will definitely show, okay, behind him, but the watercolors makes, the art just really pop. So what kind of flowers do I want to do here? I wanted to do some like really different flowers, not technically, there's so many zillion types of flowers. So I'm just going to start with kind of where do I want to put this flower? I wanted it to go up and have little dingies at the ends like that. And so this is going to be a really unusual looking flower. It looks like teeth, but that's okay. For some reason, I just felt like making this design. And a lot of times, like I can feel my hand wants to do something. So I just let my hand do what it feels like. It wants to do a flow or something sometimes. So I just go with it. And it's not like I'm planning flow or anything like that. It's just, I feel like drawing curves or I feel like drawing a line. And so then I'll just do like, okay, I'm going to do that because I just feel like it. And hopefully, and usually always, it turns into some really awesome kind of drawing. All right, I'm going to darken up a little more. Some water on his ear here. Just using that ink and some water and a paintbrush. And let's darken up his eye a little bit. I do have some white paint here. So like if I want to add extra white, I can. But look at how it just shades because the ink gets onto the brush, the wet brush, and then you can just use it to grab your ink and just shade it. And it was so nice of Harpreet Arts to show up and say hello. I haven't seen him forever. He's a fantastic artist. If anyone hasn't checked out his channel, make sure you do if you like to watch, you know, other artists. I always need to put on translations though for that particular stream. And let's do a little bit on the top too. Just a pinch of color, a little bit. I'm gonna render it shady. Nice and easy, just like that. See, I'm feeling more relaxed already. I was a little bit anxious for some reason. I feel mellow, but it's still anxious for some reason. I think it's like in my blood or something, like so weird. And that little flower definitely needs color. And I'm feeling yellow. So I've got my watercolors here. I brought with me on the plane. Oh, that's what I forgot. My phone is at 19% while I'm streaming. See if you can see that yellow come in. The trick is not to get any of the ink in the yellow. So you have to be really, really, really careful not to bump the ink with the yellow watercolor pencil, or it will just take away that brightness. Now let that dry and then I'll add yellow to those as well. In the meantime, hey, how do you say your name? Dayana Gare? Hi, welcome to my stream. Great to see you. Welcome. And I always enjoy when someone says hello and reaches out. It's really wonderful. I feel like sometimes it's hard to reach out in someone's stream, like if you don't know them, but that's how you get to know people is just by saying hello. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip this up a little bit, and I have to get my phone charger so this doesn't die in the middle of my stream. So I will be right back in 2 shakes. Count backwards from 100. I'll be back by 80. All right, I'm back. Did anyone get past 80? I have this awesome phone, but the battery just doesn't want to stay alive for me. And I have it all duct taped up to my this great system so that I can videotape while I'm not at home and I'm on vacation out here in Pennsylvania. And I duct taped over where you plug in your phone. So give me just a sec. You might see a little bit of movement here because I'm cutting a hole in the duct tape so I can plug in my power cord. I try to be organized as possible, but sometimes things work out the way you want. Sometimes I don't. But you just make the best of it. Let's see, I think I have a hole there now. All right. So it looks like YouTube wants me to ask you this question. I think it's a good question. If you could have an animal's ability, what would you want it to be? Get that plugged in here. I'm trying to find it. I've got all this duct tape holding my phone up, covering where I plug it in. Trying so hard not to move the phone. And it keeps going right up in the middle there. Oh, yay, I got it plugged in. We're back on track. Okay, I think I lost everybody. Anybody left? Now, how do I get rid of that? Hmm, it's right in the middle of my screen. I guess I shouldn't have tried it. Well, I'm always willing to try new things, but having this in the middle of my drawing is not cool. I get rid of it. Anybody know how, has anyone ever done YouTube and then had that answer, that poll? If you could have an animal's ability, what would it be? Mine would be, I don't even know what it would be. I'd have to think about it. I cannot get rid of this, so I can't see my drawing, but that's all right. I hope you can see it. Let me know if you can or can't, or if that questionnaire is like in the way. And we'll continue drawing. Let's do another flower over here. Actually, I'm looking at my live chat here and on my other phone, and it's not even showing up at all. So I guess you can see it okay. That's weird. I wish I could get rid of that though. There's so many things you can do with YouTube, I guess. All right, so let's make some more pretty little flowers. I like these jingly little things going around. It's kind of fun and pretty and unusual too. I like things that are unusual. And maybe give them a little bit of a smile there. How's that? And I want them to have another flower. I want to put some like little cutesy flowers in here because when you have a bouquet of flowers, you usually have a bunch of different types of flowers in your bouquet. And did anybody give their mothers flowers today? Or if you are a mother, did you get any flowers? That's going to be my question. Bring this down here. And we'll bring that down as well. And this down as well. He's got lots of cute little flowers here. And I think I'll just stick to black and white for now. When it's time for color, I think it will just come out naturally. the color that I want to happen. There's some shading right there. And bring that around. It really, really adds to this. All right. We'll go back to our big flowers up here. I'm just going to add a little something on a couple of these. I didn't do it on the other ones, but I didn't feel I needed it, but this one I do. Now we'll bring this around. Is it 5 o'clock? Oh, I see what time it is. It's 5:42 here where I am, which means the traffic gets kind of crazy around here. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I can. All right, we're going to give our mouse some really fun little flowers. And just whatever we feel like we want to give them. And then we'll shade that in a little bit, especially underneath. This is going underneath this petal, so we want shading underneath, and some on the top, just like that. A little bit of water. Bring that around under his ear. And try not to shade the whole thing. And if you do, that's okay because um, you can darken it if you need to with more ink or even paint. Like if it really gets out of control, if you're using this method that I've created, um, then and you're not used to it or whatever, you can easily just use paint and paint over it, which is always very helpful. Now, I think I would like a rose or something on this little guy. Now, right now, I'm just doing some Zentangle patterns just to add some interest. And I think it'd be cute if you did have a little foot coming down. So I think I'll do that. I have never drawn a mouse foot. But I'm going to pretend his back comes around here and his little leg goes over here. And let's give him a swirly little tail. Be cute. And I think a few more little flowers would be nice as well. Can you see that okay? I do happen to be a mother, and my beautiful son, Tony, Mr. Jang, was kind enough to pop in and say hello and happy Mother's Day, which actually totally made my day. That was the happiest part of my day. Thank you, Tony. And I'm just going to throw some flowers around. These are like squiggle flowers because I'm not doing particular flowers, just squiggle flowers. And that's what I feel like doing tonight. And let's throw in an extra leaf just for some little more excitement. Oh, Mana, you're here. Hi. Breezing through. Cute mouse. Thank you. I'm so glad you showed up. Thank you so much. That is so awesome of you. Yay. And what is this? Marble Meek? Hi, the mouse is so pretty. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I don't know how I just saw a mouse and I have this thing uh, here to delete. Oh, I got rid of that thing on my screen finally. Thank goodness. All right, so let's do some more mousy things. He needs a little mouse foot. I'm going to bring it back here and pretend I know how to draw a mouse foot, which I never have done. But let's say this is it. And I'm going to give him some extra ink on the bottom because I'm going to shade his little mouse foot like he's standing on something or sitting on something. All right, now let's shade some of that in. A little bit of water. And now he's going to be sitting on something. I'm not sure what, but he is in a field of flowers. And I'm going to say this mouse is a mother and someone gave him flowers, gave her flowers. That's what that's going to be my story, and I'm going to stick to it. And here's the mouse tail. Maybe a teensy bit more water in there. And bring that around. I think one of my favorite ways to relax is just to start drawing something and then have it turn into something. You know, it can just be designs. It can turn into a cool design, which is fun. All right, let's put this down here. I want my mouse to have a little more designs inside of them, but not until after I add my yellow to these flowers. Now, like I said, it's easy to, when you're using watercolor and adding water to your watercolor pencil, you have to be really careful not to touch the ink next to it because it will bleed in together and mush your colors up. So you don't have to use watercolor pencil. You can use just pen or marker or something. I just don't have any with me. All I brought was my watercolor pencils. All right. Let's see how talented I am at keeping yellow yellow and the rest the same. I'm going to work real careful on this. There we go. Just a little bit like that. I think I forgot to put yellow on that petal, but it brightens it up a little bit if you can add some yellow to your watercolor. And see, I have a little bit of water right there, so I want to make sure I get that off so it doesn't drip down accidentally. That'll be good. And then I just want to fill this in with some dark. So see how I grab the ink now and it's black or gray, I should say. Very fun to do. Hmm. And now let's add, oh, I just noticed on my leaf it needs a little more water. This last leaf I just made, we're going to shade that with a little bit of water, ink and water, and a brush as well. Okay. Am I getting hearts? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Whoops. I just tapped the wrong button. All right. What else can I do here? I guess I'll just make these flowers darker in just the lower area, like they're like the light's coming from above and all the shadow and shading is down below, just like that. And give them a little shading, shadowing down here. Most artists call it rendering. So I guess I'm going to render stuff. Render me this. I could use a good joke right now, something to cheer up, a cheerful joke. Not, it's got to be a semi-clean joke. Nothing too crazy. And let's darken his right underneath his head here. I'm, I'm just using the water and the ink to do that. And now I want to do some roses. And this is the way I learned to do roses. Like you just kind of start and then you go around. And like that's a leaf. I mean a petal, and then here's a petal like that. You just kind of keep going around and you get bigger and bigger as you go around, and it makes a rose. So I've been doing it this way a long time. I would love to have art classes and be able to go and, to a great art school and really have some great lessons. That's kind of like my dream right now. And have an art studio. That would be so wonderful. And oh, who's this? Hey, Reese Cup, how are you? Oh, it's so nice to see you again. Yeah, I remember you. Yep, the last mermaid thing. You're on my screen now. You're making a squirrel, and you can be honest. Don't let nobody stop you. Thank you. That's so sweet. Aren't you nice? Aw, I I'm not planning on stopping. Although I am gonna make my rose pink. I've been using just ink for shading, but since I brought my watercolors with me, these are my little my watercolor thing. I can carry them on the plane that way. Um, and I don't think I want to use green because I don't know. I just don't feel like green. Some shading. This is where it would be a green base underneath of the rose, but I'm just using the ink and water method that I have developed. because I did it on accident and it was awful, but if I do it on purpose, it's fantastic. So I can use it to shade very quickly. Yeah, and I really like that, depending on how fresh the ink is. All right, so I've got a couple of pinks, and these are just watercolors, so I'm throwing these in. How have you been, Reese Cat? I'm so excited to see you today on Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. It was beautiful and sunny this morning, just enough so I could go on a nice little hike by a river here in Pennsylvania where I'm visiting. And oh, it was just beautiful trees and flowers and the sound of the running river going by. It was just kind of a really shallow, mellow river. It was so nice. I really enjoyed that. And now the sky all of a sudden got all like dark and rainy and drizzly. But I was able to have that really nice time this morning, so I appreciated that. All right. I don't know if you can see the differences in color or not. They're not that different. You hold it a little closer. Maybe you can tell. Yeah. So I've got my watercolors here, right over here. These are all my pens and things I'm using. And then, and I have my phone duct tape to my drinking cup. Been very ingenuitive lately. So let's add a little water to our rose and kind of just brighten that up a little bit. And I don't want to get too much because I'm afraid if I touch the ink, it will bleed into the pink. So I'm trying to be very, very careful to keep that separate. I definitely want a pink, not a gray rose. Sure. That's, that's working okay, I think. Yeah, not too bad. And then around that, we're going to do some Zentangling. Just bring this around like that. And we'll just do some nice designs. Some loop-de-loops. Just like that. Just make a little loop. And you can make them smaller as you go down. I usually do that, and sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. And then I want another one coming out over this way. Make a little loop. We'll color that in. And then we'll make another loop on top of that. Just kind of connect them like from the top and bring it back down to the stem. So we're getting a nice little design here for this little mouse. And now I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Here, just like that. Yeah, let's see. What else can we do? Last time I streamed, somebody told me to draw a snake, and so I did. It was quite humorous. It was a little fun though. Snake's not something everybody draws, but I wanted to. It turned out very interesting. Yeah, I love this inking. I forgot I had a name for it and everything in one of my streams, and everyone liked the name. But it's kind of like ink smearing maybe or something like that. I had a really good name for it. And now let's bring this up and around like that. And like I said, I just kind of draw like my hand wants to move in a circle sometimes. Sometimes it wants to move in straight lines. So today my hand feels like just doing these little loopy loopies. So that's what I'm going to be doing for now, and unless it changes, and then I'll change it to something. But usually all comes together. And I want to do a little exaggeration on these flowers. So we're going to bring those around all the way around. And now that looks very nice, I think. And I don't want to smear the ink, so I'm trying to keep my hand off of the ink that I just drew. And there, just like that. And fill that in and fill this in here with empty space, but I don't want it to look like anything else but a circle. And now I'm just going to make sure there's a little drop of water on the side of my glass, so I'm using that. I don't want too much water at all on here, just to get this black ink filled in. Gets rid of all the holes, so you don't have to go over it 100 times. Yeah, that's good. That's all I wanted to do there. And it's done. Okay. I wonder if anyone's actually watching. I think it shows that I have 2 people watching, but I have 6 likes. So thank you for liking, you guys. I really, really appreciate that. Working so hard on being a YouTuber, you know, like full-time YouTuber. And also I do murals. So I do have to fly back to Florida here this week. I have a couple murals I'm working on. One's in a restaurant. I think we need a face right here. Let's do that. Let's do a little face, a little eye, a little nose. Yeah, so I need to get back to Florida where it's 90 degrees plus humidity so that I can finish these murals. One's inside a restaurant in the dining area, and I'm doing undersea like seagrass and coral and things like that. So that's going to be really fun. And then I'll probably fly back up to Pennsylvania to escape the heat, which is a really nice thing to have. I've lived in Florida for 10 years. Horizon Black, hi. Oh, thank you, Horizon Black. Oh, that's so sweet of you to say. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I saw a little mouse and I'm like, I gotta draw that. Although someone else called it something else. Um, Squirrel. Yes, it can be a squirrel or a chipmunk or whatever we want it to be. And I'm using my ink and water method here for shading. I think got too much water in there, just for shading things. How have you been, Horizon? Have you been busy with your oh, I forgot what you call it. Your art, I'll just say your artwork, digital artwork. And are you still in Maine? I think you said you were in Maine. I could be wrong. And let's see. Every time I see a circle, I always think there should be a face in it. So I'm going to do that. Put a little face in here under the mouse's bum. Bum, bum, bum. Yes, you are in Maine. Oh, good. I did remember right. And you bought a new house and a new car. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Congratulations. Oh, I love new stuff, new cars, new houses. Do you love them? Is your house bigger? And I'm using a watercolor right now. I bought a house a few years ago and it's a small house and it's just perfect for me. Well, you know what? Let's do some more lines here. I think I like these lines coming down onto my little squirrel mouse. It's almost like he has a super squirrel cape on. Super squirrel, super mouse. It's your first house? Oh, good. Much bigger than the apartment. Oh, yes, apartment living is, I've been there. I've done that. So getting your own house is, you'll love it so much. Full basement and art studio. Oh, you're so lucky. Wow. Good for you. I don't know why I can't see. I was doing so well. Now I'm just going to Zentangle some lines through here. Nothing in particular in mind, just to get some more picture on my picture. And all Zentangle is just doing like patterns, really. And you just kind of do the same patterns over and over. I also like trees when I'm going to have to move this because my hand is hitting where my camera is taped, duct taped onto my drinking glass. It's a one of those travel mugs. And that now I can reach over here and bring this around a little more. Oh, that's so exciting. So, is your house all furnished? Are you getting it all furnished and everything? Because when you go from an apartment to a house, normally you have so much more room, and you got to fill that room up, all that space. And it's really exciting to do that. My house was tiny, so I didn't have a lot of space to fill. And I do like it that way because then I have less to clean. It's half furnished, lovely living area, but also have mattresses on the floor. Oh, yeah. I did air mattresses when I moved into my house the first time. We had air mattresses and they were actually super comfortable. And because you can adjust the air to make it more or less hard to sleep on or softer to sleep on an air mattress. But it sure was nice getting a real bed after a while. And if you have mattresses on the floor, that's okay because eventually you get to pick out your bed frame and all of that. I feel like doing a fan now. Do a fan. Mm, I'll throw it up over on this side. I need to put some paper on here so I don't smear my drawing. And I think I have paper towel. I could probably use that. It's not as effective as paper, but it will keep it off my hand. So we're going to take and just draw a nice big fan over here. And out, over, over that. And then this is our point down here for our fan. So we want to bring all the lines down to this little point. So this curve is coming down here and same as that one. And then we'll bring this up. You can see how this is going to also angle down to here. And this curve is going to angle down to here like that. And same with this one. Bring that up. And really look at the angle there. So there we have our fan. And just, I'm going to add a little bit of curves in there, just like that to make it more interesting looking. And I kind of missed, like, this should have gone straight down. So I'm actually just going to do that because I want to do that. And then I can make this into something else. And now I'll shade that in. I think I got way too deep of water in here. Let me dump some out. Like I'm getting it on my, like on this part of my brush, and then it drips down. You just want to get water on the tip of your brush. You don't want it everywhere. And then shade that in a little bit. Right down in here, and here, and here, and a little bit around here as well. Give it that really nice look. And oh, Reese, I can ask me for my baby. What? Um, let's see. Horizon. We are taking our time. Our decorations are cottage core. Oh, you have a theme. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, that's exciting. Okay. Now, this is the inside. So I'm going to shade the inside of each fold of the fan. So let's see if I'm not really doing it that great. And I'm adding the water to it, like so. Gives it some really nice shading. Well, nice depth, I should say. More of a 3D effect. And pick that up a little bit so you can see it closer. Isn't he cute? I love him. He's an adorable little mouse. And I think I will take some of my paper towel I just got and cut it in half because I need more clean paper towel. Oh, these are really dull scissors. Okay. But I need more to absorb water absorbency here for my brush. I think scissors is something you can't live without when it comes to doing art. I use scissors a lot. Uh, I am drinking chamomile honey tea, some kind of tea like that. Okay, little mouse, what shall we do next? I think another fan over here would be a good idea. I'm going to bring it up here, way up through here. It's going to be a big fan. Just like that. And bring it down to that point. And we're going to follow these lines down to the point. Make our fan just at the end, side end like that. Now this might be a little more difficult. This angle is hard for me to draw a straight line, but I will do my best and bring this around here because that's all going to go to this point here. So straight line up, pretend that's there. Same with this, straight line up, pretend that's there. Straight line up, just like that. I'm going to make this a little more round right there. And we'll shade that in. Water, not too much. And it all comes together just like that. And this is the inside of the crease. That's the outside. And when this rolls around, that makes out the inside, and this is the top. So we want to shade the inside of the ribbon or fan, I should say. Oh, I forgot to do my little swirly whirlies. Just a couple little swirly whirlies. I like those. And this, I don't know what happened here. I guess I could have brought it around more like this and then dropped it down and had a swirly there, but we'll pretend I did and just darken underneath it there. Yeah, just like that. And then this one as well. And I'm just catching the ink and bringing it up. Trying to do it in one fell swoop so you don't get those little lines there, the little jaggedy extra lines. And bring this across like so. Same. Now this is fun because when you do a Zentangle thing, the next funnest thing to do is to color it. Now it's pretty empty all the way around, and I don't like empty. So I'm going to just move this aside for one moment, my camera, and I'm going to just make, I think I'm going to make a big flower here. Let's see. Okay, let me bring this down. Move all that up. Make a big flower here. And I try to get all the petals, semi, not super even, but semi even. There we go. And I always add leaves to my flowers. And I like the ones that have these little po- pointy, the pointy things on them like that. I think it really adds to it. And let's do another one up here. This one I'm going to do a different style. I'm going to do the smaller little flower first. And then I want to go over it with some other little flowers around it, like that. So I'm always curious, what is the weather in your area? And then this one will be a nice big flower, just like that. And we'll throw in some little baby leaves. Bring those out like that. And a few little circles. Same over here, a couple little baby leaves with some circles. Horizon. Um, yes, so true. Uh-huh. Oh, it's a perfect 72. Oh, that's nice with a nice breeze. Oh, very good. Yeah, for me, 72 is cold. Um, but it would take me, because I've spent 10 years in Florida, getting used to all that heat and humidity, like anything 70 and below to me is cold. But I'm really enjoying not being hot. It's like too hot down there. And there's also a drought. So we have had a burn ban. Ooh, I went too high with that. we've had a burn ban for several months because a lot of Florida has gotten on fire, uh, and they've been fighting that a lot. Ooh, there's too much water. Got to be careful with how much water you use, unless you really want it to spread around a lot. Just watch where it goes, then you can do that. And I want to shade the sides a little bit as well. And I'm so happy Verizon Black came on today. Yay. And I'm streaming much earlier than usual. It's been really hard for me to stream at night. I get so much going on anymore. So I'm going to be doing earlier and earlier all the time in the day. So here we are just using our ink for some shading. Look at that, just brings it out so quick and easy. I can't pull that way because my hand is over here, but I'm going to try to angle it enough to do it that way. And horizon, I'm on and off at random. When I see you, I stop by. You know, that's how I am too. I am an inconsistent person when it comes to most everything, which is why last year consistency was my goal, and I accomplished it as far as this went. So I'm happy you were able to stop by and see me today. See, once the ink starts drying, it makes it harder to move it around. So you really want to get that fresh ink and know where you want to shade. And I'm going to shade his eye just a little more. Oh, actually, how about this thing? Because I need to get ink on my brush. So I'm going to grab it from these guys. And I just want to do his cheek a little bit. Maybe that's too much, but I think he's cute. And do a little bit more around his ear. I think I'm going to have his ear be like a little orange. Um, Mice and rabbits have like see-through ears, and they're kind of like, um, well, they're see-through or kind of see-through. So I'm just going to do a little bit of red in there. Not too much. And these are watercolors, so it's going to spread really well. So I don't need too much in there at all. There, that's good. And let's just fill up the rest of this, and then we're going to call it a day. I'm just going to swirl things around here, make it all pretty. Swirling, and let's do a little flower in that swirl. I'll bring this down and do another flower on this swirl. And maybe some leaves. Let's do a nice big leaf here. Just like that. Leaves, leaves, leaves. I think drawing can be so relaxing. I'm not really worried about, and I'm not trying to be worried about what the overall look will be. I'm just going with the flow. And let's give it a little bit of depth. And I think we need another couple leaves of going maybe right here. Give it a little depth, just like that. But I'm really loving our mouse. He needs a heart. There you go, little mouse. All right, we'll do a little bit of shading and then we're going to call it the end of our stream. I just added some water to my paintbrush and you can see how it's just really pulling that ink down like that. And just going to darken this whole thing up like so. This water goes a long way. And as far as the flowers go, and there's plenty of things you can do with your, so with this, we can just take and I'm going to just add some lines in this long squiggly thing that I made using the same flow, little curved lines, just like that. And it's easy to continue. You can just do this for days, I swear. Days and days, and you can go on and you can Zentangle forever. And I really love it. And see this one here, I'm going to turn that into a Zentangle um, loopy thing. I don't really have names for these shapes. And our flower, we're going to do this and this and that and that, just to add a little something in there. And this too, we can make it into our little Zentangle shape. And I'm going to bring this out and around and down. So now we have two shapes. Isn't that fun? Horizon, thank you for the stream. You're welcome, Horizon, and thank you for stopping by and contributing to the comments. I really, really appreciate that. That was so cool of you. You're such a cool person. I'm always happy when you show up. I don't know if I can give you hearts or not, but I know somebody can. All right, so there we go. Just go around here. And just taking some water around so you can see the flowers better, just to give them a little bit of oomph, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And then you can also, I think I'll just take this like that, every other one, and accentuate these lines and stripes in the squiggly line. And same with these guys down here. I've got a little secret happy face with lips. And I'm going to show off that flower a little bit because he's just hiding in there. Okay. I want to say thank you for joining me tonight. Well, today it's afternoon and I'm done by 6:30 basically. So here's our cute little mouse for the day. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. I'll bring this up just a little closer so you can take a little better look at it. There's so much more, and I'll probably work on this more and more and more. until it's complete. And then I'll take a picture and I'll post it with this video. Maybe if I can get a short of this video, it'd be even better. So you guys have a great night. Oh, hearts to you, Horizon. And thank you for joining Mana and everybody else who joined. Harpreet Arts was so cool of you to pop in. And of course, my son Tony. What a blessing. And Bayo, I don't know if you're still here, but hopefully you did something great for your mom too. And we'll see you next time. Whoops. We'll see you next time.